Hi, this is Mark and Paulette, the True Travelers of Mexico, and today we have the pleasure of being with Cindy and Fred, who have their own YouTube channel, Retire in Mexico. And there you go. Fred's got it all framed out right there for you. But I'll put a link to their channel in the description. Our first question is your decision to move to Mexico. How did you come about that?
What brought you to Mexico? Or tell us the story.
Okay.
Well, why did I end up coming to Mexico with Cindy? You know, we were living in South Point, Ohio, and Cindy and I were going to visit my family up in New Hampshire, and our son Mark was coming with us. So we thought, he comes out, and we're in the car putting the stuff in and getting ready to leave, and informed us that he was not going to New Hampshire. He was coming to Hualtuco, Mexico, to meet a girl that he met while he was in Veracruz. So,
In high school.
yeah, in high school. So
Oh, wow.
interesting, because he was on the internet and found her. And yada yada yada.
Okay.
So we came back, and he said to us, well, I found a place for the both of you to retire. And that was here in Hualtuco.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And he was right. And we made plans to come here, which we did. And we came back, I don't know, 3 or 4 months later. We rented a place that we liked, and been coming ever since.
I had left the state of Veracruz, gone to Pennsylvania, and I was having a real hard time adapting to the United States. And that taught me that people, I would say, how on earth, I'm an American, I speak English, and I can't make it here. I'm in a new country, I've been gone 21 years, and it put it on my heart how hard it is for people to adapt to another country. It devastated me. If I was in a state where if you asked somebody to explain something, they would look at you and say, what are you, stupid? Can't you read? And being from Mexico, that's, guys and gals, that's devastating to Mexicans to be talked to like that.
Oh, absolutely.
It's so devastating, and it would crush me. So when I saw him, I go, would you help me? I've been gone a long time. What, would you explain this and this and that? And that's how we met.
There was this free website, dating website on the internet, and it was free for 10 days. And we both ended up getting the same 10-day free.
Oh, that's funny. Love meant to be.
We didn't date for a long time. He only answered my questions. But from that day on, I wanted to go back to Mexico. I knew I couldn't make it in the States.
How long had you been here before?
21 years.
Oh, that's right.
21 years. I was not a tourist. I was a mom, a wife, then a widow, then a teacher. Owned and opened my school, director of 2 departments and universities, 2 different universities. I knew the Mexican way.
Right.
So I wanted to come back immediately, but could I afford to? Did I know how to? Where would I go? And I stayed because my son was serving his country 12 years. Because the United States is his country.
Yeah.
And he served it 12 years. And when he finished, I started asking God, get me back home. This is my home for me. This is where my heart is.
Absolutely.
I love America. I do. I cry for things happening in America. But here I'm very happy. And we had a miracle happen and we got to come.
Yeah.
And we didn't waste 2 seconds. We just made our plans and came.
Didn't you find, too, living here in Mexico, that when you did go back to the U.S., that, I mean, this is my experience, being here for just over a year in Mexico, I find the difference between the U.S. and Mexico is the people here are kind, generous, helpful, all that
Loyal.
stuff, right?
The love, the kindness here. I have a lot of people email me and message me trying to find answers about how to live here and will I be safe. And, you know, when the women come alone, they're not afraid to come because they know they've seen enough movies and
Yeah.
videos and things. And the first thing they'll text or WhatsApp me is, "Oh my God, I feel so safe.
Yeah.
I feel so safe here."
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just in the air, isn't it?
Well, you've got like over 400 videos anyhow on many different topics. And the other thing is that us too, I mean, even though we're a smaller channel, we get a lot of people saying, you know, I'm a single woman, will I be safe? Do I, you know, and we just share our experience. I mean, we're a couple, but my gosh, we've never felt in fear anywhere. Walking at night.
Nobody intimidates you.
Right.
No.
Right.
Nobody's better than you are.
Right. Right.
It's just a great
It is.
place to live.
It is. Unless you guys have done it,
Yeah.
you can't experience what we're talking about.
Typically, you know, if a Mexican comes up to you, they're, number one, probably trying to sell you something, or they realize that you're not Mexican and they're just curious about you, where you're from, why you're here, and stuff. And in the end, they always say something like, "Oh, you know, I'm so happy or glad that you're in my country." You know, whereas I'm not sure you would get that in a lot of other
Well, I think
countries.
there's a lot of interest.
Yeah.
Americans, like, what are we doing here? Are you vacationing? First thing they always think we're vacationing.
Yeah.
And then when we tell them that we live here, then they're like, oh, well, where are you from? And why are you here? You know, and I mean, they're truly interested.
Yeah.
They're not just being kind. They really want to know why we are here. And I think a lot of them appreciate people coming to their country. I really do. I think we've talked to several people, and they're really happy that we want to come to their country.
So, how long have you been in Mexico this time then?
We came back a year ago, September, so been here 16, 17 months.
Now, do you have any advice for people considering to move to Mexico? What they need to prepare for?
They have to get their ducks in a row is how they say it. I speak old-fashioned English. Get your ducks in a row, make your game plan, do your homework and your own research. Don't depend on other people to change your diaper and give you a baby bottle when you get here. It's not going to happen. They're not going to know what formula you like, and they're not going to know what size your diaper needs to be. I am telling you, you have to do your own research and make your own budget and make your own plan economically if you're going to come here with debt or without debt. Coming here with debt, not knowing if the dollar's going to change and the peso's going to change, always have your budget half of what you can afford. I have literally seen people lose $50,000 in one day doing business, and all of a sudden they're working with dollars and pesos. So always make your budget for 50% of what you can afford, or live in stress and get sick. I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I've seen people worried every day about the dollar and the peso. Okay, we pay under $200 a month rent for a little house we rented and rehabbed, and we're so happy there. We still cry Thanksgiving at night, do we not? And praise God for our place. But if it doubles tomorrow, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. Because we only have a budget lined up for half of what we can afford. That's the biggie right there.
Right. Don't live beyond your means.
And right, and don't even, but it's the dollar thing, okay? The other thing is you need to make sure you have all the paperwork and documents you need. Start getting them all in order, you know? If you come for 180 days, and then because you need to wait 6 months for some bank balances to be the right amount, you don't have to go back to your own town if you're very far away. You can go as close as the Valley of Texas to a Mexican consulate, get what you need, and come on back. Just get your papers. Check and see what apostles you do need and you don't need. okay? And find somebody who works with you while you're in the United States and emails you and sends you a list of what you need. Do your own homework. Be ready to come. Know what you're going to want, what's the minimum of what you need for your cooking. You don't need to be a gourmet chef the first month you get here. Learn to cook little simple things. I suggest that you try to not live in the supermarket looking for American items. We've got good items here, just give them a taste,
Yeah.
okay? And they're probably a fourth of the price.
The mercados.
Oh yeah, the mercados, the fresh food. The food here just flourishes in your body. It really does.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's okay. I don't need to watch YouTubes on Dr. So-and-so. I just know the food here makes me feel good, gives me energy. I'm 73 and I'm doing okay. I'm not on medication. So the food here is good. Try to eat simple at first, okay? And try to eat at home because eating out at first, it's just too many new spices. And you need to watch some videos on taking care of your health with the disinfecting foods and what waters to drink and not drink. Learn all that. There's lots of videos in the world about that before you come here. Make sure you have your medical list. Make sure that you've checked and seen if your medicine's here. Yours is. Open-mindedness. Maybe I should try it this way. That person said, okay, let's analyze this. Let's try a new way. And willingness to be patient. So honesty with yourself, open-mindedness to learn and adapt and be flexible. And willingness to go with the flow and be patient.
Yeah.
Isn't that right?
I
Exactly.
agree. I agree.
What
we
experience have
100%
you
agree.
had with that?
I don't know.
We see examples of Mexican generosity every day.
Yes.
Whether we're out on the street, just walking around, talking to people, if we go into the store, but we don't necessarily know the right thing to say or the right words to use, or we're having trouble translating it, they will stand there patiently and try to help you figure it out. And whatever it is, it can be, we've been walking on the street looking for something, and we'll ask someone, and they will point it out to us. And we've had even people walk us to where we wanted to go.
Right. Right. In one situation, when we were crossing the border, we didn't know where the INM office was.
Yeah.
And actually, Mark talked to a local person there. They got in their truck, not knowing us, and we followed them. I mean, how kind is that?
And they took us as far as they could go without
Right.
actually crossing the border
Right.
and pointed to us where to go.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just, and we see stuff like that every day. We experience something in terms
And do you
of,
know how to answer them when they've done something wonderful for you? Let me teach you.
Gracias.
gracias.
Dios te paga.
Say that
May
again.
God reward you.
Oh, nice.
Dios
That's a
te
good
paga.
We'll
You
have
go
to-
like this and you say Dios te paga.
So with the hand movement too,
Dios
Nice.
te paga.
because this in the United States might mean something else.
Well, this in Mexico might mean something else.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll get you back.
Yeah, that's I'll get you back. So you don't say thank you, you go, thank you.
Is, for Fred, and Cindy can answer too, but I'll start with Fred. Do you have any regrets? And was there quite an adjustment moving here to Mexico for you, Fred? Tell me about your experience.
Yeah, I've always enjoyed going to different places and getting work for the company I had. But that was usually for a week or 2 weeks, and then I was back home. And this was going to be 6 months, then it was 9 months. So not seeing my grandkids and my daughter and son, that was hard. It helped because I can FaceTime them, and my son and I do Zoom. It's made it easier, but I still get those, especially if it's a granddaughter's birthday. It just tugs at my heart, and
because you can't be there for the celebration
Right.
that you would normally be there.
And you make the phone calls and do what you can do. And that part is hard for me. So I think that's my only regret. The easy part is seeing how the kids on the street where we live now, there must be over 20 kids just on our street.
Right.
And Cindy's teaching them English, so I always repeat some of the words that she's taught them, and they'll come back. And, see you later, alligator.
Right. Right.
In a wild crocodile,
Yeah.
you know.
So you don't have any regrets?
Sometimes I do.
And Cindy, I mean, you went back, you were here, you went back to the United States, you came back. Do you have any regrets about coming back?
No. I
knew she
have
was
no
gonna say that.
regret. You know, I wonder sometimes if something's wrong with me because we work so hard to build a house. We have the things in it that we love. We worked hard for those. Even though we have an economical house, I hate to say this, but I don't miss things.
In the United States, I think things are more materialistic,
Oh,
okay?
yeah.
And a lot of people are like kind of catch up with the, like keep up with the Jones or whatever, and this will make me happy and this will make me happy. But what I'm hearing Cindy saying is that, you know what, this simple life in Mexico
Joy.
Yeah.
makes her happy. So you've heard it from Cindy and Fred. They love it here.
Oh yeah.
Been here for a long time, no regrets. And like I said, we're gonna put a link for their video. They've got over 400 videos, tons of information if you guys need information. I don't think it hurts to ask questions on some of the
No.
sites.
Yeah.
You can ask
Answers
questions.
everybody.
Yeah.
Hours and hours. But you may not like the heat. I mean, it's a beautiful country. This is a wonderful country, and we've got some states and some highways in this country you best stay away from, okay? So you want to do your homework. You want to stay off the Gulf Coast. Off the Gulf Coast. And that's where I lived, 21 years on the Gulf Coast. There's been a lot of destruction on that area, but other than that, this is a very enjoyable country.
Yeah, we feel safe. We haven't been here as long as these guys have, but we feel very safe.
Yeah.
So you've heard it. You've heard it from Fred, and you've heard it from Cindy. Cindy's the pro. She knows. So
She's glad.
Thank you
she's
so
glad
much
to be
for
back home.
visiting our town.
yes, we're happy to be here. It's a little too hot for us though,
Yeah.
and this is the cool time. Cindy will tell you this is the cool
I've
season.
got
it's winter.
Yeah, I've got goosebumps right now from the cold.
She's got goosebumps. I have been sweating like a pig today. The humidity is so hot. I can't even imagine what it's like here in summer.
I carry a shawl this time of year.
Yeah. I wear as little as possible.
And remember, this is a good place to come and check out living here part-time, vacational, or full-time.
Yeah.
And remember,
Huatulco.
Huatulco is the only city in all of Mexico that purifies the water.
Yeah.
That's a plus.
Yeah, that's a real plus. Absolutely.
Yep.
Thank you from the two travelers in Mexico.
What they did. That's
Bye.
all, Mike.